Svilland is a land of last resort. It is a sanctuary against the bitter cold of the black winter and the terror of the Jotun. It is a land of struggle, of conflict. The fate of its people is written with loom and rune and sealed in blood. The cycle of gifting, of sacrifice, maintains the ancient debts with the gods, the Aesir, and ensures that victory is ever a sword stroke away. So drink up and drink well, my friends. For the wards and the veil is growing thin. Winter is upon us, and her keening is calling to darkness. Hello, welcome. It's me, North Shore Dungeon Master, North Shore DM. Wow, I jacked that up. Chad. My name is Chad. Hello. We're the Superior Adventurers Guild. Welcome to our new show, Midwinter Keening, set in the wonderful campaign setting called Svilland by Dream Realm Storytellers. Pro tip, get all the weird stuff out in the first episode, and then later on it'll get better. It never gets better. It's written by Dream Realm Storytellers. Go to their website, which is Dream Realm Storytellers something. You can find out all about it. They're pretty cool dudes. They have lots of really good stuff, done a few Kickstarters, and I really like this setting, which is why we're playing it. It is kind of Norse inspired, which perhaps you figured out from my little bit. It's going to be fun. There's going to be some, cool drama and some blood and some, trials and tribulations in wintertime. Yeah. All right. I'm lost now. So let's meet our players.
Hello.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Okay, I start. Hey, my name is Andy. I'm playing Stig Egilson, a first-level Runewalker wizard, and I'm thrilled to be here and can't wait to get started. Yes.
Hey, I am Ashley, and I'm playing the character of Astrid. She's a cleric, and I don't know. She's blonde, blue eyes, typical Norse kind of.
Hi, I'm Dave. I'm next. I'm playing Vidar Gormson. He is a 15-year-old member of Gorm's Rangers. He's tall and youthful with an athletic build, pitch black hair. He has some ornate tattoos about the head, as is the Rangers' fashion. He wears a heavy fur-lined cloak to keep himself warm, and he's often accompanied by a snowy owl.
Well, there we go. Hello, I'm Michael. I'll be playing Gundr Tryggvason. He has no brother named Olaf, thankfully. And that's a history nerd joke if you don't get it. He is an ally of Thor, which is the setting equivalent of a paladin. And he really is just a guy who wants to make things better. Sometimes that involves smiting things with the might of Thor, and that's okay too.
And hi, I'm Amanda. I am playing Paya. She's a 43-year-old midwife who is never without her jaw harp. So she's level 1 bard. And she is a stout and hardy woman.
Awesome. Well done. Yes. So a few disclaimers I want to, no, let's not get into that, right? Some cool announcement bits. Next week, hopefully, we will be set up. We're going to do some cool giveaway of some nice dice by a company right here in Duluth. It's going to be great. It'll be in the Twitch, just like other famous shows that give away stuff in the Twitch. I have no idea.
You know how they do it.
We're gonna make it happen. It's gonna be great. You can check out our other show, Beyond Salt Marshes, on Wednesdays. Just yesterday, It'll be on next Wednesday, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time here in the United States, and whatever time plus or minus an hour or a number wherever it is that you live. We also have an awesome YouTube channel where we put all of that stuff later when we are able to, and we're on the Twitters, and you can always find all of us at Guild Superior. Rather, you can find Guild Superior at Guild Superior on and whatever the socials are. That's our thing. Dave.
Yes. I was gonna talk about what was I gonna talk about again?
You were going to talk about this weekend.
This weekend. Yes, we typically would have Roll Your Doom, which is a talk show that Chad and I do with product reviews and interviews with folks. Last week, 2 weeks ago, we had Michael and Andy on to talk about a one-shot campaign that we did using the index card RPG system, which was really great. That was uploaded today to YouTube, so go check that out after this or some other time. So we will be taking a break this weekend because it's GaryCon, folks. And if you're not involved in GaryCon, you should seriously check it out. There's a lot of great games going on. There's still spots available to get involved with games. I played in one today that was amazing. Jumped in with people I'd never met before. Now they're friends. We're talking about doing a follow-up session. It's awesome. So I highly recommend you do that. There's a lot of great other sessions about GMing and other ideas about inclusivity at the table and all kinds of great sessions. So check that out. We will be back in 2 weeks from this Saturday with Roll Your Doom. Chad and I have something really special lined up that we're not even 100% sure of what that is yet, but it will be special. We shouldn't promise you, but we're going to do it anyways.
It's going to be special.
Yeah.
Everything we do is special.
In one way or another.
That's what my mom tells me anyway.
Back to you, Chad.
Oh, yes. So like I said, this is a Norse-inspired setting. So I want to shout out a disclaimer. There will probably be, maybe not tonight, but sometime there might be some imagery, some iconography that is, of course, either historical in nature or quasi made up, is and can be attributed to those people who lived in the north of our actual world, in Scandinavia and whatnot. And of course, through the early 1940s and 30s, it was, of course, absconded by a bunch of jerks and used for evil. And I can assure you that none of us promote in any way the subjugation of folks who do not look like us. We are not, in fact, Nazis.
As I in session 0, and I will repeat again, fuck Nazis.
Exactly.
Fuck Nazis.
So
Yeah.
you might see some.
Fuck
You
those
might
guys.
see some runes and some different things like that that may have been used by Nazis. We're going to use them in the context by which the original peoples would have theoretically used them, but in a fantasy way, because this is Dungeons and Dragons after all. I'm not going to be popping out some swastikas because I think that one's just too far gone, sadly. And we're probably not ever going to be able to bring that one back. Thanks, Adolf Hitler, you big jerk. Yeah, there's going to be, anyway, I think that's all I got to get us started. Does anyone of you, my players, have any pertinent questions about anything that you want to get off your chest that you haven't asked me or forgot to or whatever before we dive into tonight's session?
Not
No.
for today.
No,
Okay,
think so.
all
I
right.
could make
Yeah.
up some weird shit, but it's not worth it.
Cool. Andy, I meant to ask you this earlier today, but
Mhm.
it didn't work out.
What's up?
You're you've got like you wrote down spells, like you have what spells that you have in your rune list, in your
Yes.
spell book. Okay, cool. And
I
you
am-
are aware that it does in fact call on the wizard spell list as well.
Yes.
Okay. I only bring it up because there was a conversation in the DRS Discord about it today, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot I needed to ask Andy about that.
I would
Um,
have noted down my spells if I had any.
That's right. You don't get spells. I've taken them away.
You do have
Yes, I've-
smite though, don't you?
He does.
Not
I've
yet.
Not yet.
First
First
level
level.
paladins
Yeah.
are very
all right.
simple.
One more disclaimer. If anyone is out there who is watching, is on the Svilland Discord, or perhaps from the show, welcome, or from the company DRS, welcome. Please, this is like, of course, my own sort of view of this material. I want to be honest about this material, but there's some things that I want to do and maybe highlight slightly different. I mean, we're all going to have to live with that, at least for this session, until I kill everyone
Oh boy.
of my players as characters.
Oh,
I'm going to stop
man.
joking about that. That's not very nice. I apologize
I'm
to all
nervous.
We
of you.
spent so long coming up with some of these characters.
You did.
Chad's like, you're gonna
You
die.
you did. Anyway, let's let's get and also anyone else who is watching, anyone else who is watching, welcome. Thank you for joining us. If you're watching from the future, hey, I hope it's nice outside. Anyway, let's get started. So, a cold winter wind blows down from the mountains of Ymir's Lash. Snow covers the lands, keeping reasonable folk indoors. Did I just say fork?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
Folk.
I
You
meant
said folk.
folk indoors.
The spoons are outside.
They are. In the north of the kingdom, known as the Green Lights of the East, near the border with Alsvarter, is the town of Molgor. Known as the last town for the singular trait of being the last town in the north where anyone would want to live. Molgor is a hard and desperate place. Those who live there labor maybe more than most to grow crops, raise families, and stay warm during the long winter months. But it is a solitude and a pride that comes with such a life, and Molgor's people wear that well. Now,
Sorry,
that's okay. Thanks for ruining the mood. I'm just
I
kidding.
just realized I wasn't muted. Sorry.
Oh. So it is not too long after the festival or bloat of Hjol, or however you say that. Also, if anyone out there is really nerdy about Northern Scandinavian pronunciations, you're gonna have to get used to the suck, because this is not gonna be great. I'm all over the place. Hjol, or it's spelled Hjol, is the celebration and ritual of the new year. It is the first of the midwinter bloats or sacrifices, where the people sacrifice, animals and have celebrations and kind of celebrate, the beginning of the year, and ask for Odin's blessings upon their houses, their families, their clans, their towns, wherever it is that they are. It is just past that. It is working its way to actual midwinter, which we'll talk about later. We don't need to get into more of that. It is a common sort of winter here in Molgor. There's lots of snow and it's cold as hell. Not too long ago, a younger boy, not like a child, but maybe like a preteen, a younger guy, ran into town, kind of worse for the wear. His name is Einar, and he is crying out that his family, his homestead, has been attacked, and for some reason, the five of you, wow, I can count, the five of you were the one and only folk to answer his call, as is the way of Dungeons and Dragons. God damn it. Don't distract me. I'm very distractible. Don't make 13th Warrior jokes.
We're in for a rough time.
Yeah, I know. His family has been attacked. His homestead has been attacked. You answered the call and have journeyed with him to go back to his homestead. Now, please, in prime fashion, maybe one or two of you or three of you, please tell me why it was that you were roped into this. Why you guys are the only ones out here?
What's the guy's name?
His name is Einar.
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 Well, I think Vidar would have possibly been asked by maybe the Rangers, one of the Rangers, Gorm perhaps, to help out and guide, as he does often, is learning the trade of the Rangers, to be in the wilderness with others, guiding them. I'm here to serve this way.
Go on. Nice. Very good. Anyone else?
I mean,
I'm sure the Astrid would have gone if Paya and Gundar are going. So
the minute Gundar hears that, oh, there's a child has run in, he says his family is under attack. I imagine he was in a few cups at the inn and just went, okay, I shall return in a moment. Comes back 10 minutes later in like winter cloak and full chain hauberk and, sword and, shield, goes, all right, we are going.
Yes.
It's just as simple as that to him.
Yes, Stig has been looking for just waiting for an opportunity to get out and see some of the world outside of town. And once he saw Vidar and Gundar, who he has both met before, getting ready to go, he quickly volunteers.
Nice. Very good. Oh no! Now I lost my train of thought. Yes, I've got it back.
Did he tell us anything about what attacked his house?
Some guys, some men came out of the woods. They kicked in the door and grabbed Papa. It was. I ran
What
out
happened
the
to his
back.
mother and sisters?
Are
they okay?
They said run, get help, and I ran.
Okay.
I am.
How old is he again?
I'm known for being very fast. He's 11.
Oh, okay.
A quick check of your memory banks says, well, since he mentioned it, this kid is known for being very fast around town. It's possible that they call him Einar the Quick, sometimes known as Little Quickness. No, nobody calls him Little Quickness.
Little Quick.
it is
Little
way
quick.
too cool for a kid.
Shad, would I have any former knowledge of the farmstead that he is from, or where it is, at least on the landscape, given his description? Is that an area I'm familiar with?
Let's play D&D. Roll me. I would allow a history check if you are drawing from your knowledge of the people of the town, or perhaps a survival check if you are drawing from your knowledge of the area.
I think it would be a survival check. Are we rolling? How do you want us to roll in the VTT?
Oh, that's a good question. We haven't talked about the VTT at all, actually. I should probably do that, but we'll come back to that. But yes, we'll roll in the VTT.
All right.
Yeah.
I will go ahead and roll a survival check.
We'll talk about that when I actually get us to the VTT.
That is going to be a 13.
Yes. Yeah. You've been by that area before on your patrols, on your ranging. Their homestead isn't super far out of town. It's not like it's more than a day out of town. It's in this weather, it'll probably take you some extra time. and kind of looking at the state that Einar is in, you can see that he's probably been on the move for, perhaps 5 or 6 hours.
I look at my companions. I know the area. We should make good time, but it is a bit of a travel. We
Einar,
should go.
do you remember how many men you saw?
I saw there were, 3 men came in the door right away, but there was probably maybe a small handful more that I only looked back to once.
Are we walking and talking at this point?
I have to imagine so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Better be. We got 5 hours. to go.
Right. We need to
Yeah.
help them.
It is the time of day. It's probably around. It's just after noon, so there's still some light out. It is, of course, fairly cold. For those of you who are D&D 5th edition nerds and are watching, you will notice that I'm going to do some very slightly different things with cold, because in the normal 5th edition rules, if you're wearing cold weather gear, cold doesn't mean anything. But I don't like that. I have to make it a little bit of challenging. So it's still going to mean, it's going to mean something. I'm not entirely prepared for that statement. So oh no. So,
As Gunder promptly takes off his cloak and puts it around Einar's shoulders because the kid probably didn't think to grab anything.
Yeah, he's pretty cold.
He is
As you guys were kind of getting your stuff together before you left the inn, he definitely grabbed a steaming mug of mead or something, maybe a steamed ale, over the fireplace at the inn, and
Sure.
stole
Einar.
stole Bjorn's cloak.
What did they look like?
I didn't get a great look at them, but they had a bit of a wild look to their eyes. They weren't dressed very good. I mean, they were dressed for the warmth, but they weren't dressed, really good. It was like old, ill-kept. Obviously, they probably don't live with their parents anymore. Or have no skill with needle and thread. They looked mean, hard men. Perhaps outlaws. They don't look like anybody I've seen before.
We need to go. We need to find them.
So
Vidar
as
will go out front as he does and take the lead.
So as the lot of you make your way north, I would like you all to make we haven't really talked about it. If you do not have winter clothing on your character sheets, please write it down. I'm giving it to you because you would have it. Unlike many Dungeons and Dragons games, for those of you who are watching, all of our people live somewhere, permanently, either have a house or know somebody or a family, because it's a little bit more grounded thing. So you have some kit, some things that maybe normal people would have that not every adventurer has. So please write down cold weather gear on your character sheets. But still, please make a Constitution saving throw, if everyone would, for me, and then call it out, please, because we probably aren't on the VTT.
I do have it up,
thingy.
actually.
Oh, fair enough.
Oh, I have
Three.
advantage on those.
What is? I don't even know what the VTT is.
The virtual
Oh.
tabletop. So you just
Bob-
click on the die on the left-hand side of the virtual tabletop, and it'll roll for you.
I think her question is that she is not in fact there.
Oh,
I
No.
apologize. I
Correct.
apologize. Let us back up let's back up a second.
Natural 20,
Let's-
by the way.
So if anyone is not in fact on the VTT, such as
That's the
Ashley.
first natural 20.
If you will look to our Discord text chat, the Svilland Discord text chat, I have posted a link right above Theo's "I loved this part in the 13th Warrior" chat. Please click on that. That will bring you to, for those of you viewing, the Runehammer virtual tabletop, which is a super secret, less super secret now, but it is the kind of secret virtual tabletop that Runehammer Games has been working on for the last close to a year. Is currently only available to those like me who are part of the Shield Wall, aka his patrons. Sometime it'll be available to the public. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. I don't actually know. It is a very kind of light, easy to use VTT. We're going to be using it for our maps and our dice. I like it.
Want me to
So-
re-roll because I mean,
Don't
I
worry
rolled
about
pretty
rerolling.
crappy, so it wouldn't be heartbroken, you know.
Okay, reroll. I'm a kind of benevolent GM for now. Please reroll.
I
10.
think
All right.
you might have missed it, Chad, but I did roll the first natural 20. of
You rolled a
game.
natural 20.
Yeah.
Womp womp womp. Nice.
Okay.
Um,
I'm going
okay.
to roll in here as well.
Okay. Ooh,
Yeah.
pleasure.
That's a 5.
That's a 5. Okay.
That's a 5.
Better than
Astrid,
4.
what was your
Rolled
total?
a 10, so I that's an 11.
11. Okay. Stieg?
Quick question. I have the Warcaster feat. But,
Yeah. That does
gives-
not count for this.
Not for this. Okay, then I would be a 16.
16.
14 plus 2.
Okay. And Gunder?
Total of 18.
18.
I rolled really well.
Okay. Check it out. You all rolled it better than a 5. So you're good.
Barely in one case, but we
It is
appreciate
cold.
you.
I rolled a 5.
I know.
So
Yeah. You are safe.
I don't know why I came out with y'all, you youngins.
Why did you come out with all of them?
I'm not sure.
Sometimes that's what happens a few ales in at 11 o'clock in the afternoon.
You're just
Gunther probably
messed up
just
by all the
gave you
young
the look
people
like,
running out the door.
Somebody needs
You're
help.
coming,
I'm
right?
drunk. Let's go.
What? We're going? Okay.
All of my adventures have started like that.
You just tag along, yeah.
That's pretty much true.
I feel like I need to mom them all, so, you know.
Yeah.
The small boy, bunch of teenagers, someone's got a
should roll.
chaperone.
I should roll for Einar. Oh,
Gunther's
he's good.
27. He's sort of he's an adult by these standards.
Very
all
much
adults by these standards.
He
Yeah.
was also the one that probably gave you the "you're coming," right? Look.
You probably did.
so. All right. So the trek to the farmstead is long and arduous. You are. I don't need to make you roll another survival roll. You are able to find your way there. It is cold, but you are girded against it, and no one suffers ill effects from said cold. You get to a point where you can see kind of through the trees up ahead a peel of wood smoke, perhaps from a fire. You can see that the kind of trail that you've been kind of following has been is much more defined. It's helped that you've also been able to sort of follow for the most part Einar's footprints and kind of the trail that at least part of the trail that he traveled. You can see that that this pathway is getting a little bit more defined. There are portions now that you can see that have been moved about, kind of shoveled. You can see here and there amongst the trees that are now becoming thinner, that there are places where crops are grown. kind of interspersed amongst the trees. You can see some of the fences that his family has built for their livestock. And you can see after a few more steps, a few more a little bit more distance, just kind of through the trees, the shape, snow covered as it is, of Einar's family's longhouse here in the quasi wasteland of the north. So I'm going to bring us to this sweet map I made. This map I made, I used assets from 2-Minute Tabletop. If you need to make battle maps and whatnot, there's some good stuff.
Really nice.
Your tokens are here on the left-hand side of the map. You can arrange them as you see fit. For those of you who are not, in fact, us, these are our interim tokens while we are waiting on some dope art I'm very excited for to get. So these are our interim tokens. So hopefully they are obvious. The bow for the ranger and person who uses a bow. The Mjolnir for the Eye of Thor. The runes, of course, for the Rune Walker. The comb, some of this was a little tough, right? The comb is for the Gothi, the cleric of Balder, the shining one, the beautiful one.
Okay. Okay. I was like, am I like the top hat or the dog? I don't know.
Oh, girl, you the top hat. You always.
And I'm not sure if that's a pouch or a cauldron, but either way, that was the closest thing I could get to either like something that was for a midwife or a bard. So that is
You couldn't find
Pious token.
You couldn't find like an afterbirth token or something?
Nope.
Okay.
Strangely enough, that is
They're out there. They're out there.
What did you say that is supposed to be? It looks like
it might
like
be
a crystal ball with like a letter on top of it.
Like
I don't
perhaps
know.
I thought it looked like a pouch or perhaps some kind of cauldron.
Yeah.
It is the first icon to be replaced.
I don't know.
I like it.
And so ahead of you, of course, you have the house on the left-hand side or on the top right-hand corner. There are a number of men. Sadly, I was a little late getting back from work today, so I didn't have time to grab a cart. There are 2 men over here by a cart, which is kind of between them, just to the north of the snowman that you can see there. One man is coming out of the house with another man. There is a form between them, and there's another guy. He's kind of standing over here by this snowman. It's hard to tell. He might be rearranging the scarf that the snowman has.
Animate the snowman stick.
Like you do.
Chad, what's the family name? What's Einar's family name? Do we know?
So Einar is Ulf's son. Ulf is Orn's son.
Okay.
Yep.
Yep.
You do. Oh, I have.
Orvson.
Yep.
I know. So we see the scene before us. Vidar is gonna kind of hunker down and sort of look back to sort of motion for Gundr to come and take a look. Do you see the men?
Yes, we must strike now before they can leave with the people.
This little tiny token is Einar.
Can I see them at all from where I am?
Yes. Yeah. You can see them. So you've got like kind of a snow bank. So you guys just where uh, the man
Go to the back of the
the
snowbank.
bow. Well, yeah, where the bow and the hammer are. That's like a snowbank. This is all just to the south of your tokens is a path that's kind of been shoveled out, and then there's some snowbanks on the other side here.
There
Oh,
may-
also, this is a new thing, but if you double tap, if you double left click anywhere, it pings.
That's sweet.
Oh,
That's new, baby. Yeah. Um, and so this kind of path leads up to the house. And the snowbank is fairly high. Out here where this farmstead is, they've gotten a good deal of snow right here. So it's probably like 2.5 feet high. This snowbank is.
Are there windows?
Yes, I have to remember what the inside looks like. So the door is right where these two guys in this the form this other person's token is.
Okay.
And there are some low windows here, and then
Okay.
just north of the just up from the edge of the map.
So I turn to Gundar and I say, there may be more inside. I could send Iceland to take a look.
I do not know if we have time, and I cannot sneak. I will walk up and hail them. While I am doing that, the rest of you scramble around to the side, and when they strike, you can catch them unawares.
I like it.
He looks to the rest of the party like, you down with that?
I nod.
All right. In that case,
I was wondering
DM,
if I
quick
should come
question.
with you. You want me to come with you?
If you want to stand behind me once they start throwing things at us, yes.
Chad,
I am
Yes.
accept this.
quick question. Is this like a big snowbank? Here?
Yeah, I mean it's it's like 2 feet
Okay.
high. Yeah. There's a lot of snow. It's not necessarily where you're standing. This path is, as you step, you can tell that there's maybe only like this much new snow where this is, and and some ice and stuff. And in some spots there's bare ground. But why don't we all roll initiative just to get that out of the way?
Ooh.
We're
All right.
And then I will
sweet.
please do not shout it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I will come to you individually.
Ooh, another natural
Since
20.
there are many of you, I have to manage this. All right.
I saw that, Gundar.
Vidar,
24.
24. Nice. Whoops. Astrid.
You're muted, Astrid.
You not hear me?
Oh,
could not.
we can hear you.
Oh,
Now
Now we can hear you.
that's weird. I didn't
It
do
is.
anything.
What did you roll?
6.
6.
So good.
Paya.
10.
10. Stieg.
14.
14. And Gunder.
22.
Damn.
Thanks to the power of rolling a fucking 20.
Nice. I'm going
Thor
to
clearly
have
approves of the plan of Gunder just walking up.
Einar. If Einar is going to do anything, he will do it on Paya's turn, since she is slowest. I better roll for my goons.
Goons, hired goons.
7. I will go at 8. Okay. Vidar, what would you like to
Yes.
do? We're not necessarily in combat right now, but we will act in. I will bring up to you an initiative order until that is engaged. So you can be a little freer with the action that you take right now,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Yep. Vidar is going to send up his owl Iceland to do a flyby on that western side of the lodge and try to get a view inside to see if there are more goons and or family members inside the lodge.
Okay.
And I don't know if that's an action. I guess I've never had a familiar before, so
It's all right. It's all right.
I should probably look that up, huh?
It's inconsequential at this moment. Are you want him to be stealthy? Is your owl a him or a her?
It's a her. Her name is
Okay.
Iceland.
Okay. Do you want her to be stealthy?
Yeah, owls
bold?
Owls do that very well.
Okay.
I want Iceland to stealth in there.
Let's have Iceland make a stealth check.
Okay. That's gonna be a 10.
10. All right. Oh yeah. Yeah. She glides kind of up and lights upon the low sill of this window and peers inside. And you have you are well within range of the connection, your bond. So she can speak with you telepathically.
Yes.
In a language you understand.
Which is really weird, but I like it.
Yeah. I was asking you because I am rarely familiar with anything that is not what is right in front of me.
Telepathic owls, yes, within 100 feet.
Telepathic owls are the best owls.
Yeah.
She intones that there are oh no. There are 3 prone figures. 2 prone, 1 is seated.
Okay. I'll relay that information to whoever's standing next to me, Gundar. And then I will ready an arrow.
Okay. Gundar.
Gundar is going to pull out his shield in his left hand and his spear in his right, and is going to just walk right up the path.
Okay.
Not stealthy, not nothing, just walking right up it. How far do I walk in a turn on this, our most magical of boards without hexes?
Yes. That's a good question. This is going to be fun for all of us. You can probably... I will say you will make it. You're walking bold as brass.
Just straight up.
Why don't you come up to about here, where I am pinging? And it's about that time that one of the folk, one of the guys here by the cart, will say something that sounds like, "Hey, Hakan, who the fuck is that?"
And he will just, Gundar just plants his spear in front of him in his hands and goes, "What hell?" Very loudly.
Excuse me.
Chad, how far can I get before they see me, or do they already see us?
You do not. It's safe to say that they do not see those of you who are not Gundar.
He's trying very hard to make sure
up with Gundar?
Yeah, that's what I was.
There's a question.
Like, could I get
sure.
here or something?
No, since I moved myself way back here, but Gundar moved first, and we had just agreed that we were going to move together.
I'll allow it.
Okay. So even though it's sort of out of turn, I'll say about 10 feet behind him, but obviously with him.
Okay.
I want to move where I'm not seen, but I'm closer?
Um,
Can I edge up or no?
yeah, let's you could like right before this kind of gray bit here, which is kind of like a low bit of rock underneath some snow. You can kind of get in a little bit into the snowbank and kind of hunker down a little bit and be kind of out of sight. You think anyway? I mean, if you really want to try to be out of sight, please give me a stealth roll. Or we can say that you're maybe out of sight.
Maybe out of sight. I don't know. I'm not known for my stealth.
Fair.
I hope your armor doesn't give you disadvantage on it like Gundar's does, which is why he's like, I'm not sneaking.
I think it does. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
So Gundar, you have said, what did you say? I apologize.
What hail?
What
just,
hail?
Just yelled a very loud greeting.
This guy, I almost called him a gentleman. He is most undoubtedly not a gentleman. At the snowman, he turns at his friend's behest and looks at you and says, "Hey, what? Get out of here! This is none of your business."
Am I allowed to respond to out of turn in this case?
Yeah.
Oh, just no. You will leave these people, and you will leave anything you have taken, and you will leave. Or you know how this will go.
We'll leave with what's ours. Boys. They're not going to step forward because it's not their turn.
Can I do an insight check? Like, when they say what's ours, do I think that they're actually taking back what's theirs, or are they just like, stealing all their stuff?
That's a great question. Why don't you roll that insight check?
Oh, I have to roll it on your thing, right?
Yes,
Okay.
please. That way people can see it. Not that I
well,
don't trust
so
you.
much better when I roll on the board.
Joyous when you get a 16.
Yeah.
Right, but that is insight. This is 5e is totally new to me, so
Yes, that is okay.
yeah, it's so my roll plus my wisdom.
Yes. Yes. Are you proficient in insight?
I am not, but
Okay, then yes. Then yes, just your roll
still
plus your
get a
wisdom.
20.
Nice. Very good. Yeah, you get the distinct feeling, mostly by the tone of his voice when he says "What's ours," that they are in fact referring to what they are taking, and is theirs now that they have taken it, as opposed to what was
right.
once theirs, which is not theirs, and then now is theirs again.
How far can I run forward and be able to still cast?
We'll get back to that, because if we're gonna start doing that, it's not necessarily your turn yet. But that's okay. That's okay. You would. That's a good. Actually, you know what? I will answer that question. But we'll hold off on that action. But for this case, anyone who is not currently Stieg, as long as you stay on the path, you could run up to the house on your turn. That is well within an easy range of movement for you to move and engage somebody. You would not have to take an extra move action, an extra action to dash to get, say, up all the way up to the house. Stieg, you would maybe be able to get up to, say, the snowman before you would have to stop. If anyone wanted to, say, cut around through the snow, you would only be able to move half the distance between you and the house, unless you had like something that allowed you to move through not through hazardous, but through difficult terrain, because it's deep snow and running in deep snow. But but we will come back to you because, of
'Cause I-
course,
Terrible initiative, so I'll just think that.
it's
inside.
also that's my lot all the time. Ask Dave. I roll
Put on the
horrible at
inside.
initiative.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already attacking them in the inside.
And the inside.
We support your aggression.
Yeah.
However, Stieg, at a mighty 14, it is your action. These gentlemen, if you kind of poke your head out and take a look, these folk definitely look like they are about to lay the smackdown on
Okay.
Gundr.
I'm going to turn over to Einar here.
They have challenged each other.
Einar, you stay here by the wood axe. Don't come to the fight. Stay over here. And
Okay.
I'm gonna creep this way and stand up on top of this
Tree.
fallen
Log?
tree. Yeah, to
Yeah.
get a good vantage.
Nice.
And I
I like where this is going.
will ready an attack
Okay.
in case I see one of these guys make like a hostile action towards Gundr.
What is your attack?
It will be a cantrip, like
Okay.
ranged attack.
Nice. I like it. All right.
Oh, it's coming.
It'll come in soon. Paya.
Well,
Hello.
hello. Well, I stand near my friend Gundar and yell out, Gaida! Helni, are you there? Are you there? As if I don't see any of these men whatsoever. I have no idea if these are their actual names or if I just came up with common names that I thought may or may not have been, because I didn't check if I actually know this child or his parents.
Oh, and I mean, like, you
You did, in
could
fact,
know
just
them.
yell out some random ass names. I love it, though. That's okay. It's not their names because I, of course, did say their names earlier, but that's all right.
Wait,
If
the
you want to
family's
have
name?
known,
You said Ian's
is
mo-
the
Einar
father.
is the kid,
I-
Ulf
but you said
is the father,
Wolf.
and Orn is the grandfather.
Lord. So it's just
did
three
I-
guys that like living together.
Did I name the mom?
Yes,
I
his
did.
mother and his sister, which are the only people I'm actually paying much attention
Oh,
to.
I did name them. Man, I forgot
You
already.
did not. You did
Oh,
not.
well-
You gave
well,
me those three names.
Their names are Maya. That's the mom is Maya, and Orny is the sister.
Unfortunate.
Why is the sister Arnie?
But-
Sorry, I had to say it.
Well, there's
don't know.
nothing else to do in this small town.
Well, I mean, my question is, on the other hand, do any of these thugs happen to know their names?
The thugs seem nonplussed by your yelling of those names.
No, if you start
Well-
yelling that you're looking, if you start yelling for Orny, I think maybe
Shut
you
up,
might get a
Orn.
reaction.
Well, would I have known these names?
You would,
In
yes,
the
yes,
5-hour walk that we have,
Yes.
that, you know.
yes. No,
So
you absolutely.
Instead of
You would
yelling
have.
Gaina and Elni, I'm yelling
Yes.
Maya, Orny,
It was
are you
hilarious,
there?
though, but yes, you would have known their names. At the
See, I
sound,
looked up appropriate
at the sound,
names.
at the sound of the correct name, the form kind of between the two men at the door begins to kind of squirm.
Okay. Well,
And kick.
Get him, Mama
let her
Bear.
go. Let her go. And
No.
you know, I'll try with just a straight up intimidation. With
Alright.
that mom look that I have.
Yeah, roll it.
So we're doing it all on the board. I hate digital dice. They always make me sad. But
Same here, but this is what we do.
Oh boy.
did I roll that and not see it at all? Or did I, not
didn't
roll it?
see it.
I do not
Things
see
show
it.
up.
Okay.
Oh, there you
go.
go.
I
16
see it.
plus
That's good.
Not bad.
5 is a 21 in intimidation.
Woo!
Nice. Nice.
I have just mom looked them all, looking for my lady friends. With
Um,
Gundar
Colder
right
in
next
here?
to
It
me.
seems like it got
Yeah.
colder.
yeah. The two guys by this wagon that is invisible on the map because I don't have a wagon. They kind of like drop their stance a bit, like, oh shit, this old lady is fucking telling us what for. Oh, damn. The two guys with the girl, the young girl, Orny. It's Orny. Kind of like you can see that one of them like almost kind of starts to kind of go like, oh, okay, like you two are scary. But then the other guy like a darkness comes over his eyes, and he kind of kicks the guy, and he says, "No, we have to get the girl. Let's go." And he says, "You three, snap out of it. Kill the man, bring the woman." Um,
So was that intimidation my action? I'm assuming
Yep.
it was.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep. That was good. That was good.
Good effort. Good effort.
It was. And you did an amazing role, and I don't want you to think that I totally BS that. There
I'm
is
sure
a
one of
reason
them
why
rolled well.
there is a reason why they are slightly beyond normal intimidation means in this case.
Okay.
Just to be slightly, because I don't want to sound like a dick. But it's their turn now. These three yahoos. Hey, it's me.
Yahoo!
They are going to actually this one, he doesn't come forward. He kind of reaches down into the wagon and pulls out a short bow, and these two ready some hand axes and charge forward. Hurrah! And give a bit of a war cry like, ah!
Can I take my reaction at this point?
Yes.
My held action?
Yes.
Okay, so I'd like to fire a firebolt at the guy with the short bow.
Okay.
And as part of my background, no, my mythal, I have, when I ready attack, I can add my proficiency bonus to the damage. Just FYI.
Nice.
Um,
If you're wondering what
That's
mythal
fucking
is, that
metal.
is in fact his ancestry, or perhaps you could call it race.
so
His peoples.
I have to make a ranged spell attack, so that would just be the roll plus my spell attack bonus, correct?
Yes.
17 plus 5 is 22.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
And then it's 1d10.
Wow.
Firebolt's not to be fucked around with.
No. I guess
7
not.
plus 2 is 9 points of damage to the short bow guy.
Wow.
Dang.
So since this is, of course, the first time any of this has happened, as an initiate in the way of the runes, as a rune walker, how does your magic express itself? What does it look like when you cast this rather normal 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons Firebolt spell?
Do it with flair.
Yeah. What is the
Well,
the flair that you have?
I do have Warcaster, so I don't have like a specific. I can use my weapons while I cast.
Yep.
So I'm gonna pull my sax in one hand, and in the other hand just like wind back with this growing ball of flame in my hand and just chuck it right at the guy.
Do you say anything cool?
I just say, Burn in hell. I'm working.
You mean
on
Helheim?
it. Burn in hell.
It counts. It's the short version.
Nice. Yeah. That goes poorly for that gentleman. But
Making his
not
life
like
choices.
yeah. He is very badly burned. He kind of falls to his knees. Hey, I'm gonna do one of these. Look out! Oh yeah, he falls to his knees and kind of drops because his shit lights on fire too, right? With firebolt.
I think it
Oh
can,
yeah,
right?
sorry.
Anything
On a hit,
flammable.
the target takes the damage. A flammable object hit by this ignites if it is being worn or carried.
Yep.
Oh, it's so like no chance. It's just automatically does.
Yeah, this dude is not dead. He is not in a place where he is loving life. However, wow. Let's call that. Your roll was 9 total. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he kind of
rolled
drops
7
his
plus
bow,
2.
drops to his knees, and kind of starts to roll around on the ground like
Stop, drop, and roll, my friend.
Yep.
he's screaming. He doesn't like it. He's not happy. Well done, sir. The other two, however, are going to close with. You're not their most hated enemy, but the enemy of the day, at least. We will start at the top with the gentleman across from Gunder.
The top of the
And-
bad guys. Okay.
Yes, top down. Yes, and he hits armor class 20
Yeah, 20 hits.
with
I have
his
level 1.
hand axe. He does 6 damage. Ouch.
That was half my hit points.
Gunder just got blasted.
Well, you're
Welcome to
at least
D&D,
then,
ladies
like,
and gentlemen. Welcome to
a lot of
D&D.
hit points for first level.
Yeah, it's been a little bit. And I'm like, oh yeah, first level can get rough.
All right, and this other guy is he is he's kind of coming in at you with like a tackle, Paya. He appears to perhaps trying to knock you to the ground.
Okay.
So what I would like for you, I would like you to either roll an athletics roll or an acrobatics roll to
Oh, this
resist.
will absolutely be athletics.
Oh
And my
God,
athletics is plus. You got a nat 20, so
I
You
did.
can still win.
Oh,
Just because of that 20.
20 and plus 5 for athletics.
Wow,
So-
that's how it's done, folks, right
Nice.
there. I think we won D&D at this
Really?
point.
Yeah.
Wow,
I just
wow.
love this idea of goes to tackle Paya, who just
Holy
is tackled
cow.
and looks down at him like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
Oh, just wait until you know what I
Right
do next,
now.
because I
Yeah,
know
he-
exactly what I'm doing in the next 6 seconds. Oh,
you know
it's
he
fantastic.
comes in to like shoot the waist, like they do in wrestling or in Glima.
How
For
Icelandic
those of you who know about Nordic wrestling, and you've been around, you know how things like this go, and you just kind of like get out of the way. He does
Brings
really
it.
well, but you get out of the way. It's almost like, if you were in the Matrix and you're Neo now, you're like, I'm dodging everything. Haha.
I'm gonna
And it's
turn to
epic.
Stig and say, I am never going to make her angry.
That was scary.
Yeah, you are.
No
Um,
idea.
And as a matter of fact, I'm going to say that you are now in an advantageous position, Paya, that your attack upon him the next time will be at advantage. And these two. Boop, boop. Did I? Oh yeah, I even grabbed everybody. They load. They kind of drag this kicking and in I don't know if you actually heard that through the mic, person to the back of the cart, and kind of toss her in the back. You can see that like her hands and feet are bound, and this guy moves around to the front, and this guy kind of starts shoveling some snow onto his dude who's on fire.
Like you do.
Like you do, yes. That brings us to Astrid.
All right. Let's see. Can I like? You said if I double click, it'll like bling, like, or with left or right.
Left click.
Yep.
Yes,
You can
So
see
you-
that.
I
can't
could,
see anything.
as long as you did here.
Yep, there he goes.
Nope.
Purple.
It's just slow.
Okay.
I
Oh,
I would
there.
like to move like here,
Okay, I'm into it.
and in the process, I will take out my shield and I will hold out my hand, which has the burned symbol of Baldur on it, and I will cast Bane.
Ooh,
Fuck this guy.
please explain to me what the hell Bane does.
All right, so let me go back. Bane, within the range is 30 feet. It is in one action. It can last up to a minute. Up to 3 characters of your choice that you can see within range must make charisma saving throws. Whenever a target that fails the saving throw makes an attack saving roll before the spell ends, the target must roll a d4 and subtract the number rolled from the attack roll or saving throw.
That's pretty
Nice.
rad.
That's some
Um,
bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
Bane is fantastic.
yeah.
And it means you have to
So-
talk like you have a weird mask on. I see that you're now prepared to face my wrath.
No, I don't even
know if this works, but
yeah.
That's good.
You merely live in the winter. I was born to it, molded by it.
All
Stop
right,
talking
so-
about that because it's gonna happen now. She's doing things.
So the first 2
All right,
guys
so
that
they
are
have to make
are
charisma
near
saves.
me, and I don't think anyone else is close enough to get it. So just these.
The
these
range
2
is
dudes.
30 feet. Why did that guy get big?
He's a brute.
Somebody
Who
scaled
made
him
that
up.
big guy? Who made that guy big?
I cast enlarge on him. Sorry.
Damn.
We all
Whoa.
started out a little big.
It's just his ego.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I think that's you can, you know what, you can get these 2, and you could get either the guy who's on fire or the guy who is not on fire but standing there near him.
Who's not on fire.
Okay, that makes sense. So let us
right.
start with the guy who's not on fire.
Okay.
I'm guessing an 8 is not a save against your saving throw.
Okay, how do I do the saving throw for this?
So you're saving. So the DC for your saving throw there should be a spot near where your spell attack.
Oh,
modifiers?
right. Is it my spell attack bonus or my
Your spell save DC or difficulty class. Yeah, 14. Okay, yeah. So 8 totally fails.
Eat
Oh
it.
yeah, an 8 also fails. And natural 20. So this guy here, he's okay. The other
the guy that's
2.
prone at my feet is does not have Bane on him.
He is not. He has other things on his mind right now, other than whether or not he is suffering from Bane.
Who was the
He
other
has-
one that had it? Sorry.
So the guy
with the
engaged
shovel?
with Gundar and the guy who is trying to put out the guy on fire.
Wait, can
I have
I move right next to Gundar, like as opposed to slightly behind him?
Like,
Yeah.
oh sure, yeah.
Yeah, like so that I'm like in melee.
So they have
Bane.
negative D4. Okay, cool. I'll just keep that open and I'll remember it.
We'll
Awesome.
remind you. Don't worry.
Einar goes over here by the stump.
Smart.
Yeah.
Good lad. Good lad.
Yeah. Vidar, you distinctly hear him pull the axe out of the stump.
I like him
Okay.
already.
Yeah.
Mad lad.
Vidar, top of the order.
Do you have a token for Iceland by any chance that you can pull onto the board?
You know what? I probably have one handy. Boop, 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 boop. Back, 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 back. Nope, too far. Damn it. Nope. Tokens. Would there be one in here? Yes. O P O Rat. Really? There's not an owl? Well, if there's a rat, okay, we're just going to use, for now, we're going to use this very ominous rock token.
Oh,
The
I was gonna
ominous
say
rock.
it's like a sky rat, maybe. I don't know.
Have some respect for Iceland, please. This is a beautiful bird of prey.
There could be a rat in his stomach.
There are many, probably. All right, so
Yeah.
Iceland is going to fly across to get into the business over here as sort of like a distraction, or I don't know if I can use the familiar for to provide any sort of like flanking or anything like that, but certainly a flyby to get in the business of these people that are attacking my friends.
All right.
And then I am going to move up to about here and take a shot with my longbow at the guy who got hit with the firebolt.
Okay.
Focus that fire.
So he is, for all intents and purposes, prone. So that will
okay.
be
Well, then I will shoot at the
disadvantage.
one that's standing next to him, trying to put him out.
Okay.
That is going to be a 17 to hit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right, so that is going to be. Oh, nice. That's going to be 12 piercing damage.
Fuck.
Nice.
12.
Yes, sir.
You were done.
Oh, yeah. So this person, this guy, he's kind of like kicking and shoveling snow onto his on fire friend. And he kind of like, he does one of these, like he hears something like, huh? And your arrow just catches him right in the ear hole.
Ooh.
Right in the ear hole.
As
And
we
he
like to call it
drops.
a Byron.
He drops like a stone. Just boom.
Byron.
As
Yeah.
the arrow, as he releases the arrow, he knows it's flying true. Like he can tell
Yeah.
from the release, and he just watches as it goes right into this guy's head, and almost like a bit of a gasp comes over him, and he sort of goes pale a little bit.
How does that? That's your first ever
Yeah,
murder.
he
Kill. It's the first
he
ever
takes note of it. It certainly is there, but there's still a threat, and so
Okay.
he just sort of shakes it off for the
Okay.
moment and knocks another arrow and gets ready for the next round.
All right. Give me one quick sec here. ICRPG.
First casualty of the game.
Artist.
But not the last.
Oh no, we're taking
Nevertheless.
everyone else prisoner for the rest of the game.
It happens.
Just to make
Blah.
Victor feel important.
I like it.
Oh
thought that was the
man,
guy-
that's gruesome.
Blap.
I thought you just removed him and like put a bloody smear.
Now this is Svilland. We don't remove tokens. Or litter the battle map with dead bodies.
Fantastic.
At least it
Yes.
doesn't have appendages sticking out of it.
That's true. I don't have appendages. I'll get some for next time though.
Plus 10
No.
gore.
All right,
Couple of
Gunder.
afterbirth tokens.
Gunder. We're not going to be role playing an
I'm
actual
sorry,
birth.
I can't. I'm gonna have to process the afterbirth token.
I can
for a
do
minute
that, but we're
before
not
I
going to
can
do
act.
it. Like,
Okay, hold on.
Sounds
Just
like an
a
hour
bit of
ago.
Okay, we're
Photoshop.
good.
Just
Okay.
a bit of
Weird.
Photoshop.
So, Gunther, he'd been standing with like his shield and his spear in front of him, so I imagine that's kind of how the axe got through. Just ran up his side and kind of clocked his head, and bit into the chainmail a bit. At which point he actually starts moving now, which is with a practice motion. He takes kind of a half step back, shoves the shield forward to create space and hold it in actual battle length. The spear point kind of drops down, runs along the rim of the shield, kind of to obscure what he's doing, and then just strikes out forward at this guy with an axe, which is a melee attack.
It is. It is, in fact, a melee attack.
For a total of 15.
15. Let me check. Oh, yeah, that hits.
For only 5 points of damage.
Ooh. Yeah, your spear. I didn't write down what kind of armor they have.
Did Iceland have any effect on that at all, Chad, in terms of providing some sort of a
Dave, I
bonus?
was going to say that the familiar can use the help action, right?
Yep, I was actually just gonna say that before Andy did.
Sorry.
That I did. In fact, I meant to say that yes, you can do the help action, but I forgot to earlier with all the killing that just happened.
Right.
I apologize, but yeah, so you can. We can say that you're familiar that Iceland is either helping Gunder, in which case I would allow Gunder to make his attack roll with advantage, or could be helping whatever Astrid is gonna do next, right? If it's against this guy.
Sure, let's go
Go
with
ahead
that.
and take it, Astrid.
Yeah.
Astrid?
Let's go with
Okay.
I still hit.
And you did how much damage again? Sorry.
5 points.
5 points of damage. Okay, well, that guy's. Oh no, that guy's not dead, but this guy's -5. Okay, cool. Yeah, it kind of cuts through his clothing, and you can hear it kind of skid along some chain under his cloak. And that brings us to the man they call Stieg.
Stieg, the man they call Stieg.
My turn again already. Okay. This guy that I hit already, you said he's prone still?
He is prone and on fire.
Okay.
He's having a bad day.
He is.
I'm going to move up here and just say, Vidar, nice shot. And I'm going to launch another firebolt at this other guy here. Oops, I keep
At the guy who's like arranging the animals that are pulling this thing.
Yeah.
Make it. Make your flame
Firebolt.
roll.
So that would be a 14.
Oh yeah, that you know what that hits.
Nice.
That
Nice.
hits.
And that's for 8 damage.
God, damn, you are
Damn, dude.
you are just crushing dudes. -8.
The runes are not to be fucked with, yo.
No. They know all of our fates. Some of them are fates of fire. Anything else from you, Stieg?
No, that was my action.
Okay.
So not,
No
yeah,
additional
nothing else.
movement, or you're gonna
No,
stay
I'm
there?
gonna stay over here. Yeah.
So that brings us to Paya.
Well,
You
I
have
look this.
this
I
is
look
like
this
it's a
man at
birthday
my
cake.
feet,
Yeah.
and I'm like, "You yeasty, open-assed haggard, mumbling puke's not odoriferous stench, you fool!" And cast vicious mockery on him, so he needs to make a
Nice.
wisdom saving throw.
In the middle of
Yes.
this combat, you hear Gunder's laughter just ring out across the battlefield at hearing all of that right next to him.
That
And
was
due
vicious.
to your advantageous position, I will give him disadvantage since you are not taking an advantageous attack against him. He will have disadvantage on this saving throw. Oh yeah, that's really bad. Let's see if this one is even worse. Nope.
Almost.
But
2
it's
and a
also
3.
very bad. Yeah. So he suffers the effect of vicious mockery, which is
He has disadvantage on his next attack roll before the end of my turn, and he takes 1 point of psychic damage.
Hell yeah. Helheim, yeah.
Wasn't a lot. I didn't want to stab him. I could have
It's a
stabbed him.
Sick
I would
burn that
much-
gave him a headache.
With
Yeah.
words.
Well, also the fact of the matter is an old woman is the one who's like, this is psychic damage. I don't know if he will ever recover from it.
We're
you'd be
just gonna have a bad
surprised
time.
what a number of pints of ale will do.
His friends have watched him get beat by an old lady.
Yes,
If
Now we
they
have to pick
survive, he
survivors.
might not.
it is their turn. This gentleman puts himself out. He's no longer on fire. The guy with the animal gets the cart moving, or gets the animal situated and starts moving the cart. Oh, sweet
Still
animal.
on fire though.
Is
No,
that other guy on fire now too?
Huh?
I don't know.
Oh shit.
Yeah. He's
My
on fire as
apologies.
well.
I hit him too. Just
Yes. No, he's on fire. Good call. Good call. He stop, drops, and rolls. He's like, ah. And I have this gentleman with psychic damage.
He's prone.
He said he's not prone.
He wasn't prone? Okay.
No. You just I just gave you, because you rolled competing 20s and it was epic, so I gave you an advantageous position, the upper hand, if you will. But he says, enough with your blathering, old lady, and swings at you in a hasty uppercut with his axe with disadvantage. Yeah, and he gets a total of 9, which I'm guessing is way less than your armor class.
Yes. My armor class is
And
13.
swings wildly. You can see, like, as he kind of does one of those big, like, kind of like a big uppercut swing. He's kind of like down, and he kind of comes up with this big swing, and you can see like his eyes are maybe a little bit wilder than they were. Like, you kind of affected him, you know.
And I'm just dancing through his movements.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this guy's still alive. He is going to slash at Gunder. Yeah, that's what he'll do. Oh man, he misses you. He is out of sorts. There's an owl buggering around his head. There's 2 of you and this old dancing lady.
Also, he's Bane, so he had negative D4 to that roll if he needed
Oh
it.
shit, I forgot about the Bane. Thank you for reminding me.
It's like forgetting about Dre. You
Yeah,
know?
he really did
Negative
bad.
4, yeah.
-4, yeah. The other guy, he did even worse than he did before. It was just all bad.
It's not going well for these guys.
No, it's really not. Astrid.
Okay, I am going to let's see. Is the guy that is near me, did he take damage?
He has taken some damage.
Okay, then I am going to toll the dead.
Yes.
Ooh.
So, I raise my hand to the sky, and you hear a sound of a bell ringing. And I point my finger at him, and the target must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or take, and since he has gotten damage, 1d12 necrotic damage.
Nice. I would like to add a little bit of extra flavor, if I may.
Please.
Just because I just now, of course, have thought of this. It might actually be slightly more apt to change the name of that spell from Toll the Dead to perhaps cry the blackbirds, and instead of a bell, we hear the carrion cry of ravens echo across the battlefield. I think that is
We call it
perhaps-
Raven's Cry because that
Nice.
is cooler sounding.
Yes.
I thought you were gonna go
And-
with Dove's Cry, but
And so Bane affects him
Yeah, it does affect his
Yes.
saves.
everything.
negative
he
4
rolled
to the
an
wisdom save. Thank you,
Eight-
Budagar.
18.
Woo.
We got someone in the chat looking out for us here, Budagar.
Nice.
Thank you.
So 14
Fail. No.
minus 1. 13. That's a fail, right? Because your save is
Oh,
14.
against my DC? Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So he
Bang.
and takes a bunch of damage. How much damage does he take?
You want me to roll
Well,
a
please, Biddy.
D12?
Yes, please. 6.
Do I add my
Yes.
wisdom or anything to that?
No,
Or no?
no, sadly no.
Okay.
But
Fair
still,
enough,
it's
fair
epic.
enough.
You see him kind of start, and as he is hearing the raven's cry, and he says, "No, it's not my dead," and falls over, dead, the last gasp of his breath, leaving his body.
Esther just looks at him with a hard look and says nothing.
Ooh, cold.
Blah.
Look, you don't try to kidnap people when we're around. That's just
Blah.
a rule. Don't do it.
Blep. Blep. There we go. It just makes it so much more real when you put a bunch of blood on stuff.
Imaginary
Excellent.
blood.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Imaginary blood. Anything else, Astrid? A movement, perhaps?
I mean, I'm within 30 feet. I mean, I'm spell casting right now, so I
Yeah.
don't really need to get super close to anybody.
Okay.
I'll stay.
All right, Vidar.
All right.
Oh, actually, hang on real quick. Sorry, one
Yeah.
more thing. Excuse me. You, Vidar, and really maybe the rest of you as well. I haven't brought this up yet, but as the last half of your travel to this farmstead happened, the clouds and whatnot, were gathering amongst in deeper, darker, perhaps angrier sorts of ways in the sky. You could feel things growing colder. Winds had been picking up a little bit, and now a snow has begun to fall, wet and heavy. Those big, stupid flakes that just stick to everything.
How you know it's about to be a bad day, Snow.
Yeah.
That depends on your perspective.
The wind is picking up a bit more. It's not like howling, but perhaps it will later. All right.
Are you
Vidar.
foreshadowing all the cool weather effects in the Svilland campaign?
No, I would
Um,
never do that.
Chad,
Fair enough.
paint a picture for me. What's going on over here with these two guys? Are they manhandling this individual?
Um,
One of them is in
Horny?
one of them's in the
Yeah, they would
driver's seat of a
love-
cart. Is that what they're
they
doing?
would love to say that they were attempting that. This gentleman here
Mhm.
is kind of getting up from being on fire.
Okay, so he's
uh,
standing.
Yeah, this
Okay.
guy would
He's
love
rolling
to
on
have
the
gotten
ground.
into the cart, but as he was stepping up into it, he definitely got shot with some fire spells.
Okay,
and
so
is
both
now
these guys
on
have
fire.
been injured.
Yeah,
Okay, got it.
yeah, they're not going well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Iceland is going to do a flyby on this guy and use a help action to provide advantage for the next attack against him.
Okay.
Vidar is going to move up to about here behind the snowbank and fire at this guy here who's been hit with fire.
Okay.
Let's see, with my longbow. Oh, not so good. 7.
Ooh,
No,
that's
9 total.
9. Yeah, your bow. Your hands are getting a little cold.
Probably still a little
and-
shooken up from killing that guy earlier too. I'm maybe a
Yeah.
little shaking.
Yeah. So it kind of pulls a little bit. Are you right or left-handed?
Right-handed.
So it probably pulls a bit to the right, and the arrow thuds into the side of the cart.
Okay.
Gundar.
Gundar is going to just swivel, step up a bit more aggressively into the space of the gentleman being harried by the bird.
Yeah.
And with the step, just step 1 and then half step and strike forward with the spear from behind the shield again.
Oh.
That's a 20 total. I assume
Oh
that
yeah.
hits
Nice.
for 9 points of damage.
Yeah. You stab him real good. And what does that look like? Tell us how you want to do this, in the words of someone who is cooler than me.
Right.
Fair enough. Because Gundar is not going to kill him.
Okay.
Gundar is going to step forward, and the spear was aimed for center of mass, so just straight into the belly, which I assume goes through the armor and into the things inside. At which point the rim of the shield just crashes forward in a quick rabbit punch, helped by the fact that there's a shield there, just clocking him in the head, and he can fall over into the snow, wounded, perhaps mortally, but not dead yet.
All right. One guy unconscious. Cool.
That was my action. I haven't moved anymore, so he is going to advance towards the cart. How close can I get to it?
You can get to the cart.
He is at the cart.
Yes.
Unfortunately, I have no other actions, but
Yeah.
walks right up to it.
You can see that the form of a teenage girl, bound, gagged, perhaps knocked senseless as she was roughly thrown into the cart. Wearing,
Clothing.
clothes that you wear.
That's all I've got.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Glad she's clothed.
Well, I mean,
It's
she's
cold
not in
out
like
here.
armor or anything. She's not in any state of weird undress. She's normally clothed. After a normal day of snowy farm work. I don't know. She's got
Trapping or
muck
something.
boots.
We
Muck
could
boots
get into
on.
the details, but no one's here for the content of dressing
don't need
habits of
to.
10th century Norway.
That's right.
It's a different podcast.
That is a different podcast. That leaves us with Stieg.
All right. Following Vidar's lead, he's gonna charge forward a little bit. Oh, yeah, I forgot I can't move these. To about here, and try to shoot this guy up here.
Yeah.
Is he still prone?
No.
Okay.
He has gained he's kind of like trying to duck behind the cart ineffectually, and from your angle you have a clear line of sight at him.
Right. That's a 22.
Yeah.
And that will do... Oh, just 2 damage.
Okay. Which is okay because
Fire damage.
Yeah, he. Oh, hey, sweet. Check this out.
Oh,
Oh, wait,
nice.
Go.
actually,
You
hey,
can be on
hang on.
fire.
Let's do this. Watch this.
Layer them. Yeah, I like it.
Oh,
He's
that
dead
looks
and
like
on fire.
that doesn't look good. Well, that didn't look good. But we'll put this there since that's
Oh.
cool. So yeah, he like gets a brief look of the mote of fire as it streaks across the distance, connecting the two of you for the merest instant. Fear wells up in his eyes, and perhaps he has some cry to the gods themselves upon his lips, but you wouldn't know because all you hear is the rushing of his hair and his clothes as he is immolated and dies. Steve, have you ever killed anybody before?
No.
How does that make you feel inside?
After he sees it happen, his hands kind of starts to shake a little bit. He's not like totally cool about it, but he's trying to keep it together.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I love there's
Hello.
First Blood crew and then Here to Fuck You Up crew.
Yeah.
And the body count is higher with First Blood crew.
Well, some people roll better than others.
Oh, you're still on mute. There you go. What'd you say?
I got one.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Paya, hello.
Hello.
What would you
Well,
like
I
to
see-
do?
I got a near dead body in front of me.
Yes, he has been knocked
guy.
senseless.
I know I see this guy trying to who just kind of put himself out on fire.
Yeah.
I know that my buddy has got the woman. It got cold and windy, and there is a door right about here, I'm thinking. So
Yeah, the door is right about here.
And so as I walk to the door, I shout at the remaining guy, disassembling real ripe boar pig. You couldn't get laid with consent if you tried. And again, I cast vicious mockery on him.
Ouch.
Gunther just laughs.
Wow.
He laughs so deeply.
So again, he's got a wisdom save, and it's not a lot of psychic damage, but it's psychic damage.
He makes his wisdom save.
He does indeed. So, yep. But I have come to this door, whatever this door may be.
Yeah, the door is partially ajar. You can see that it is sustained some damage. It's not like off its hinges, but has taken some damage. Looking inside, kind of in the center of the room, you can see the hearth, and you can see there is a woman who appears to possibly be unconscious, with a large kind of bruise on the side of her face, and she is kind of seated, kind of half slumped over, near the hearth, kind of like leaning almost against the stone of the hearth itself. And then you can see kind of beyond her, you can see feet of probably a man. They're largish boots, kind of like laying kind of behind her somewhere. The room looks a bit messy. There's some things knocked over. Cookery and whatnot has been knocked over. A few tables and chairs. You can see that there was probably some kind of scuffle that happened in here. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice. Love the vicious
Ooh.
mockery.
Oh, it's
So
my
good.
turn.
That's beautiful.
It's my turn. This guy, I'm gonna do a roll like this. Hiya! This guy runs like fuck. He runs. He says, "Nope, Rah! He like kind of stumbles up, pats himself one final time, and he's not actually right there. He's a little further away, not super far because he had to use half of his movement to get up. But then he will use his action to continue moving. So he's probably like, I don't know, 40 or 50 feet. He's a little bit out of normal movement range from you, Gunder. But he is there running for his life as this seemingly random I forgot about Einar over here. Seemingly random brutal attack by people out of the winter have not gone well for him and his party.
The guys who came out of the woods to attack a farmstead are surprised when a group of people come out of the woods to attack them who were attacking the farmstead.
I mean, it's the middle of winter. It's not like you expect this to happen. Like they felt pretty good.
Yeah, they thought they were
the only
free and
ones that knew
clear.
that trick.
Yeah, right. Okay, where am I? I forgot about Einar. Einar, he moved up here. He's got an axe.
We told him to stay put. He's 11.
Astrid.
He didn't.
Astrid. Yes, that's true. Yeah.
He left. He ran off once. The situation was mostly under control.
These aren't the kind of folk that are gonna take kindly to people attacking them, even if they're children. Sometimes. Anyway, Astrid.
Shotgun.
Hello. Yes. Hello. What would you like to do? There's an unconscious guy. A guy running. Paya has run into or is about to step into the house. Gunder is at the wagon. Those guys are standing in the snow. Brick killed a guy
With a trident.
with a trident.
That escalated quickly. What you gonna do, Astrid?
Oh,
Yeah.
So
Sorry, that was a long-winded way of me asking you what you wanted to do.
I
Okay,
missed it
okay,
too. I was
okay.
like, wait,
I
is
was
it my
like, I
turn?
don't know what you're talking about, but I'm just gonna go with it. So that guy who ran, is he off the screen technically, or is he still?
Technically, he is off the screen, but he
Okay.
is still up, so I want to leave him kind of half
Fair
there.
enough. Then I guess I will go over to the girl who was tied and see if she's okay.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess I'll move myself.
Yeah. Why don't you?
How does she look? Does she look injured?
Sure. Why don't you give me perhaps a medicine roll, perhaps an investigation roll? I would allow either two of those, or one of. I would allow one of those, I should say.
They are the same. So, okay. So, D20.
Yes.
All right. So that is 8 plus 12.
12. And this is investigation or medicine?
Medicine.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. No worries. So yeah, you reach down and check, kind of feel like over her mouth to find out if she's breathing. And she is. You can see you kind of check her a little bit, for wounds or for blood. You can see that there's a little bit of blood, not like a lot, but a bit of blood on her head. You can see that she probably maybe got knocked on the noggin as she was kind of roughly dropped into here. But she is alive, but unconscious at the moment.
And that's probably my turn, right?
Sure. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Vidar.
Are there any enemy combatants still on the field?
None that are running or unconscious. Oh wait, none that are not running or unconscious.
Okay.
Right. There's one unconscious guy and one guy who's out of sight running.
Okay. In that case,
Not really. He's not out of sight per se, but he is.
Okay.
He is running. Yeah, he's like across the yard, trying for the wood line, kind of on the other end of the farmhouse slash what may or may not have been some kind of field or something. It's hard to tell in the wintertime.
In that case, Iceland will fly up high over the homestead and scan the surroundings for additional enemies that might be coming our way.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit of reconnaissance from the sky. I don't know if you want me to roll a perception check for Iceland or not.
Yeah, let's do it.
Do that.
Yeah, roll a perception check.
22.
Oh, wow, yeah. Yeah, Iceland, not
Iceland.
Iceland, sees no enemies other than that guy.
That's running.
Yeah.
Okay. In that case, Vidar will kind of drop his bow down to his side, sort of this wave of realization washing over him of the death at his hand, essentially, his arrow, anyways. And then he looks over at Stieg and says, "Is it over? Are you okay?"
Yes, I think it's over. I'm fine. I'm not gonna. If he's running, I'm not going after him.
Excellent.
With understanding that his companion is okay, he's going to move into sort of the area where people are and kind of scan to see what's going on, see if anybody
Awesome.
needs any help, specifically the family.
I'll tell you what, it is 7 minutes to 9. Why don't we take this moment to take a break? 10 minutes. Go
Perfect.
use the restroom.
Bio break.
Perhaps get another beverage. Do whatever you need to do. Hey everyone, thank you if you're still there watching. We'll be back in like 10 minutes
For the
or
Inquisition.
For the Inquisition.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Or I mean, we'll see you later. You know.
Are you back? I hope so. Otherwise, I'm not talking to anybody. I guess, but my fellow players. Hello. Thank you for coming back. If you joined us before the break, you will, of course, be familiar with the state that we find ourselves. A farmstead has been attacked by uncouth men, and our heroes, in this case, have answered the call of a young boy named Einar to go save his family. They have trekked hours across a wintry wasteland. That's not a wasteland. People live here. A wintry wonderland, perhaps. A wonderland of blood and fire.
Wildland.
Yeah. They attempted to reason and use some intimidation on these fellows who were manhandling a bound figure into a cart, but there was something about them that resisted. And so, of course, as such things happen, blows were came to. Arrows got lodged in ear holes. Clothing started on fire. Men died of the fear of the carrion biting its eyeballs out after he's dead, or perhaps when he's not entirely dead yet. As you do. An older, she's not like old lady, but like an older lady was like, nah, I played football when I was younger. What? You can't tackle me. and then talk some smack about how well or unwell his genitalia is, and if he can meet women under normal and forthright circumstances. Which is, you can all tell if you smelled this guy, he probably can't. So he's been knocked unconscious thanks to our ally of Thor, Gunder. One person has run off scared because all of his friends are dying, and he doesn't like that. Paya has entered the house, found an unconscious lady and some legs, perhaps. Yes, my friends. What would you like to do? We could be out of combat, so we can just kind of roll with things. But please, just since this is the first episode and some of you are newer to this format than others, be mindful that we can't really talk over each other very well because of our technology. It makes it all muddy. So, be nice to each other and me, please.
No.
Just bring her inside. Come inside, gentlemen. Come inside. It's warm in here. Come, get out of the cold.
It is in fact warm in here.
Is she's totally passed out?
Yeah. There's like
Okay.
you can see that there's like it's like boop. There's a boop, a fist-sized lump.
Gundar's
Yeah,
gonna
I'm gonna wave Vidar over to help Gundar because I'm not strong.
He will
Okay.
he will
with
run
the
over.
girl to bring her inside.
You
two
take her. I will have something else I must attend to. You can carry her. I believe in you. And as he passes, Gundar actually pats Vithar on the shoulder. Doesn't say anything, but it's just definitely that moment of I understand. And moves over to the unconscious guy.
Back over here.
Yes.
Okay. Let's pause on that because we're gonna get to something there. That'll be fun. So Vidar, you grab up this girl whose name was Orny. I agree that yes, it is an unfortunate name now that you bring it up, but it was on a list and I picked it. And you carry her inside?
I will.
Yeah, she is.
Basically, Vidar is looking for ways to stay sort of focused on what needs to be done right now.
Okay.
Take action, continue, because he doesn't want to deal with what's looming in his mind right now.
Give me let's say a wisdom saving throw, please.
Wisdom save is going to be a 12.
12. Yeah, you grab her maybe onto your shoulder or like this carry. That's
Does
the
he need
question.
my help or no? Like depending.
No.
Okay.
How do you carry her?
I will she's completely unconscious.
Yeah.
Yep. I will just kind of I will stow my bow and then I will kind of scoop my arms underneath her armpits and sort of drag her towards the house.
Okay. Yeah, so you kind of you asked her to kind of help him get her off of the cart.
Lift her feet then.
Yeah.
Or something, if he's
And as
doing it that way.
as you kind of turn Vidar to kind of move back towards the house, and Astrid is kind of, oh yeah, no, left, oh no, your other left, that other thing, because it's hard to see, and you're kind of looking back, and as you kind of look back, you can see, you catch a glimpse of the guy with very much your arrow sticking out of the side of his head. Maybe not like the head part, but you kind of you're because you're trying to avoid it a little bit, so the gaze kind of drifts over, like you see like the boot, from the POV, just the boot, and you just kind of, and you're just like, nope.
Do I see this look? Since I'm carrying the other half of that body.
You actually probably hear him say, sort of muted, but he definitely says it out loud. I did that.
I look you dead in the eyes and I say, he deserved it.
And I'm still in the door saying, just come inside. Come inside.
And you bring this girl into the building. Stieg, what do you got going on? No, you're muted. You just muted yourself. You were not muted before.
No, I was still muted from the break in Discord, and I was talking to you guys the whole time, but nobody heard me. Anyway,
sorry.
I'd like to look over this body here in front of me and just see if I can tell where they came from.
Okay.
Based on like what they're wearing and maybe like identifying tattoos or any kind of like symbols or something that it might be recognizable.
Sure. Why don't you make an investigation roll for me, and we're gonna go over to our friend Gunder, and then we'll come back to you.
Right.
Gunder, you turn and start making your way over to this unconscious gentleman, and you definitely see Einar, axe in hand, like ready to fucking end this guy. He's like crying, and you hear him say like, "What did you do?"
Gunther is just gonna stand up, put a hand on the haft of the axe to stop it from falling.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the boy and go inside, boy. Your family needs you.
But
I will take care of the rest.
give me a persuasion roll.
That is a 9.
It's okay. He doesn't kill the guy now. he just kind of sags and lets you kind of take the axe and runs off. "Ma!" and says something like "Ma, da," that sort of stuff. What are you gonna do with this guy?
Einar Gunther is going to drag him over to the base of that tree there, prop him up, and will use medicine to attempt to stabilize him.
Okay. Yeah, give me a medicine roll.
That's a 6.
Oh.
Ooh.
Accidental death.
The dice have gone cold.
Okay, he's not dead yet, but we'll come back to that.
I mean, if you need help, you should phone a friend.
I was trying to do it without having to do that, which I have options. I was trying to stabilize him.
Stieg, what did you get for your investigation roll?
19.
19. Oh wow, yeah. You expertly rifle through this man's clothes. You can tell, like these aren't like from a certain perspective, these are nigh on rags, right? Well used, well worn, not very well cared for. There's definitely like a musty smell about like the wool, like the cloak and the tunic. Don't smell great. Sorry, there's like animals accosting me, and this guy has a sword at his belt. He is wearing a like a Mjolnir, a Thor's hammer pendant. You can see kind of tucked under his through like his belt is a troll's cross, like on a leather thong. A troll's cross, for those of you who don't know, is like a ward against evil and spirits and trolls in this case, things like that. It's I should have had a picture ready. Google it if you don't know what it looks like. They're cool.
They are.
and has some kind of just accoutrement of like that you might have if you were kind of out in this kind of weather for an extended period of time. They're like a small pack, with just kind of like or rather like a large kind of pouch that he is kind of wearing. That maybe has some meat of some kind in it. It doesn't look good. Doesn't really have any tattoos. He is of oh no, where's the thing? He is of no. He is of Austrian descent. So kind of a blondish, perhaps tinting towards red hair, although dirty. Generally pale, as they are. Yeah. Probably you get sorry that was long, but you kind of get the feeling that this guy quite possibly is some kind of outlaw, whether legally or not. He is definitely a person who you could say lives probably outside of town, wherever they do their thing. Based on the state of his dress and how he smells, the state of his gear.
All right, so he doesn't have any money on him.
No.
I'm gonna take the sword. Is it a long
Okay.
sword?
I mean,
I know where this goes.
mechanically, it is a longsword.
Okay.
But it's of the kind of the Viking style sword.
Right.
It's got the acorn kind of grip or pommel, and short crossguard and nice thick cutting blade.
Yeah, I'm gonna take it.
Cool.
I'm not intending to use it. I'm just
Sure.
taking it.
Yeah. Gunnar, what are you doing anything else with this dude?
I'm going to, but it may take a minute because Gundar wants to talk to him, so might want
Okay.
to switch back to everybody else first.
Sure. So the three of
So-
you bringing this person into the house.
Mm-hmm.
Paya. Hello.
I am definitely, as I see them coming in and kind of corralled everyone into a warm space, because that's silly, I do a medicine check on the adult woman and just see what her condition
Yeah.
is, and if I can, if I can stabilize her, I will attempt to, if I can stabilize her with medicine, I will attempt to do
Absolutely.
so.
Is that the person that we just dragged in?
No, I'm the adult woman that was
Got
in
it.
there.
This is
There was
the
an
mom.
adult man and a woman. I'm looking at mom.
So you're
Okay.
bringing in the daughter.
Got
You're
it.
bringing in the daughter.
Yeah.
That is not good. So, yeah, 'cause
Not
that's
great
only
tonight.
it's only a 10
10.
for medicine.
That's all right. That's
Well, if
okay.
she doesn't do it, I'll cast Spare the Dying on her.
And it is, this lady obviously not giving birth, which is of course your specialty. We can't all be from whatever hospital the characters from Grey's Anatomy are at and do everything. It's okay. But she is not, she's just unconscious. She's not like dead or dying. She's not mechanically where you would be at 0 hit points. She's just been knocked unconscious. As you kind of move over to her, you can see the person who is connected to the feet that you could see before. And you see another man who is kind of hidden from view by the hearth, is similarly kind of laid out on the floor, and there's a there is a small pool of blood on like the guy's torso that you can see. Not pool of blood, but
Yeah,
you can
he's-
see this
he's
new
been bleeding.
this new guy is bleeding. The guy you could see before, from first glances, you kind of rushed over, does not necessarily appear to be bleeding, but then you check over the woman and she's just unconscious. You check her over and are able to kind of I don't know, like slap her awake or however you want to, like, kindlier maybe, perhaps bring her around. You are able to do that.
Okay.
And she coughs. Who?
Calm and be still.
Who?
You will.
Where?
You will feel better if you are calm and still now.
Wolf, where's Orny? They were taking Orny.
Orny is here. Orny is here.
Ah,
Just
she's just
breathe.
like,
Yes. Yes.
ah. And she kind of,
Einar, go grab this bag. Get some snow. Put some ice in this bag. We will tend to them. Go help your mother. Bring it back quickly.
all right, he runs off and gets snow. He says, "Oh yeah." He like barges like between these people's legs and like,
That's
"Pow."
me, but
I
move
know.
into the.
Yeah,
But
that's okay.
he comes in and I'm able to like give her the ice pack and put it
Yeah.
on her head and deal with the kind of tend. I know I have healers come. I grab Astrid. Come. Let's see what this man is. Is everyone else okay?
So as Vidar is dragging in the sister, he has absolutely no concept of bedside manner, and you're doing all this work to sort of calm the situation. And he, as he sort of sets her down, he turns to you and said, "This one is hurt badly. She needs your attention."
Yes, and so are you. So sit with them. You too must rest.
Who are you talking to?
I'm
uninjured.
talking to Vidar.
Oh, okay.
Your body is uninjured. Rest. Breathe. There will be a song. We tend to them, and we will come back to you as well.
Vidar starts looking for supplies to put on wounds and that sort of thing, sort of following her lead.
And I help him get ice and ice packs and bandages, and I put him on a couple of these minor tasks, but I have told him that yes, he too will be tended to.
Okay.
How badly hurt is the father and the grandfather?
Give me one sec. Let me just do something here. No. Give me all of that. I'll do a little of this. Hiya!
Ha-ha!
Ow.
Look at you with those maps.
Yeah. Man, this
Map for that.
I got a map. I got a map for things. Your tokens are very big. Please make your tokens a little smaller.
The
Make them
magnifying glass.
Do
Fight
I
the
do
power.
that?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just click on it and then you can and then just like
It'll
click
get
on
too big
the
at first.
yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ah.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm tiny.
I still think I'm too big, but
The kid is enormous.
Yeah, right? He's a giant man.
Ah.
Frost Giant's daughter.
Let's just do bloop, bloop, bloop.
Oh shit, they're multiplying. You are good at this, Kaya.
I just got that. That's great.
Babies everywhere.
That's right. Yes.
Very effective.
Yeah, you you bring her in. Sorry, you had asked I'm pointing. I shouldn't point. That doesn't help anybody.
No, because we're
I
all in different
apologize. I
locations.
know.
So, like, if I'm looking over here, I'm not looking at the same person that they're seeing that I'm looking at.
Astrid, I'm new at this. That's okay.
Okay.
Astrid, you had asked how these two men are doing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You move over to them. Give me a perhaps a medicine roll or an investigation roll. You're choosing. It will help flavor my words.
I'll do a medicine roll.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. On the board, I will do
Okay.
a medicine roll. There we go.
13. Nice. Plus.
So 16.
16. Yeah.
Someone's good
Uh,
at medicine here.
the older person, which is this guy here, is
Was that 13? 17. I can
either
math.
way. It's fine. This guy here, he is unconscious. Kind of, there's he has a bruise on his head. He was probably knocked into something. The younger of the two men, this one is probably, you would guess, Ulv, the father, as opposed to the grandfather, and he looks like he has been stabbed, and he kind of at your approach, he stirs a bit,
Okay.
and groans. So not entirely dead.
Okay. Does he need like stabilization, or does he just need some bandages at this point?
He is not bleeding out.
Okay.
He is very badly wounded, but not bleeding out.
Okay. I will help bandage up his wounds.
Sweet. Okay. Yeah. You kind of he's kind of out of sorts, and you're able to kind of bandage him up, move him into a better position, bandage, kind of get the bleeding stopped and that sort of thing. No worries. Gunnar, do we want to come back to you yet? Are you prepared for that? I'm ready for
Always
it.
prepared.
Yeah, here, let's go.
Any obvious weapons the man had to one side, just like pull it out,
Let's
toss
do
it.
that. Okay.
And then, unable to use medicine to stabilize the man, sighing, he puts one hand on the man's chest, closes his eyes, and just a trickle of lightning just seems to flash around his fingertips. And Gundry uses lay on hands to give him back one hit point, which will stabilize him. And at which point his hand is pressed into the man's chest to make sure he stays in place.
Okay. Yeah, his eyes like shoot open, like What?
Hello.
Who? What have you done?
I've saved you from dying alone in the snow now, but more is coming, and you have a gut wound. You will bleed to death if I do not help you more. I will do so, but I must ask you a few things. Do you understand this?
Yes.
Why did you attack this farmstead?
Give me a either allow you to choose persuasion if you are attempting to plead with him a little more nicely, or perhaps there is a bit of iron to your voice and you are attempting to intimidate him with both the position of your current body over his and his dead friends.
Both are the same thing for me, but in this case, this is definitely intimidation.
Okay, yeah. Give me an intimidation roll, please.
6 total. The dice have forsaken me.
Yes.
Man.
He they are fickle creatures. He says, we came for their food. And they're women.
That's it. You just happened to find a farmstead in the woods and knew nothing about it, just came upon it.
I mean, look at us. We're men of the woods. We don't live like you in a nice house with
You know-
comfort.
You could. All you have to do is run the other way when I take my hand off your chest. But you have to make that choice. And I would be quick, because the snow is coming. And he just releases his hand and stands up.
He looks like he might want to do something, but he does not. Like, there's definitely one of those, like, that second where, like, the thought crosses his mind, like, oh, wait, oh, shit, no, I don't actually have anything in hand to stab him with. And, yeah, he will get up and, like, stumble off through the snow, like, just away from you across the field.
Then Gundr is going to gather up the weapon he just tossed, which sounds like is a sword and a dagger, or what an axe is and dagger or something. Whatever
yeah.
it is, we'll gather those up and head inside.
Okay. Allow me to copy your token. It is easy as Control C and Control V.
So I wanted to ask.
Yes.
So I mean I didn't get a
Shit.
quick look at anybody before I was like asked to bring in this person inside the house.
Okay.
But did anyone look familiar?
That's a good question. Perhaps I would like you to roll. I guess there could be an argument for a history roll or a perception roll to
What do I got?
find it in your mind.
History is better.
All right.
Okay, I'll roll on the board. Okay, so rolled a 15 plus 21.
21. You didn't get a great look at most of these guys. And most of the ones that you did get a look at, they
Like on fire.
Yeah, I mean, part of it, yeah, it's hard to tell because they're on fire.
Alright,
Their
yeah,
face
yeah,
is
yeah,
burning
yeah.
off. But they just kind of looked like, I don't know, run of the mill, like hard bitten, desperate men. But the arrow in the head guy possibly looked familiar. Looked like somebody who perhaps was at that thing that happened in your backstory. You're not sure. Is probably not a named individual, as it were, but looks like perhaps that this person may have been there.
All right, then I'm going to make an excuse and like slink out the back and see if I can get a better look at him.
Okay.
Chad, I was also going to as things are kind of getting taken care of inside the lodge, I was going to go out to the man that I killed, which it sounds like it might be the same person that Astrid's going to, but I'm going to go out there to look and see what I've done.
Okay.
And I may have asked someone while they're like sneaking out, oh, go tend to the horses on the cart. And I may have actually even told Vidar, because I've been giving him specific chores, go tend to the horses as well.
Okay.
I assume that there are horses on the cart, and I assume he's got better animal handling than some of us.
That is a strong
happen.
assumption. That is good. Yeah.
So
Stieg, you've come inside?
Well, I was gonna stay outside. I got dragged inside, but I was gonna stay out there and extinguish
worries.
that other guy that was still burning.
Okay.
Nice of you.
Yeah.
The smell,
It doesn't smell good. It
Just
It's like a
does
use it.
not.
barbecue.
I can
Yeah.
douse up to a campfire size fire with prestidigitation.
Nice.
So
Yes,
we'll
yeah.
do
You
that.
stay outside, and it's easy. Yeah, as magic, it's easy. It also helps that the snow is definitely kind of coming down. It's you see Gunder kind of when Gunder walks in because Gunder, you went inside. Did you say yes? I didn't hear you. Okay.
I did.
Yeah,
But you're still outside.
when Gunder went inside, Stieg, you when you saw him go inside, you kind of saw that guy run off, and it wasn't too long before you couldn't really see that guy. Not because he ran a long way, but because the snow is now coming down heavier. The wind is picking up quite a bit now.
I
Um,
imagine like Gundar crosses Astrid and Victor going outside, who
yeah,
just lets him go and steps inside.
yeah, yeah.
See
So
that?
the two of you, yeah, you
So I
step out.
see him let that guy go.
You would not have.
Okay.
And by this time, he is gone to the flurries. Um, but yeah, this guy is laid out there, beginning to get covered in snow. Stieg is kind of fairly nearby because those two guys were pretty close to each other. Although I suppose the guy who was still on fire would have been on the other side of the wagon. Um, but the other burn guy is right there. But yeah, you approach this guy with the arrow in his head.
He, am I more sure or less sure? If it
Yeah,
was that guy?
you kind of maybe roll him over a little bit with a boot,
Mhm.
to get a little bit better look. And he looks, he yeah, you yeah. I think perhaps, and if I'm going too far, then tell me. But perhaps during um, this encounter that you had uh, with a group of people that you were familiar with, I don't want to give everything away, even though I'm narrating it in full
Ooh.
view of everyone.
Secrets.
But this encounter that you had, right? Uh,
Mhm.
one of your companions before you kind of got out of there um, was kind of was killed like very close to you, and you are really sure that this was the guy who did it.
I'm gonna search his pockets, I guess, for any clues.
Sure. All you did, Stieg, was take his sword.
Yeah, I took his long sword or
Okay.
whatever it was.
So he has like a Mjolnir, Thor's hammer, on like a necklace. Lots of people wear them. A troll cross is kind of slung on a leather thong from his belt. Um, he has a seax or a sax, however the hell you say it. It's a big
Sack?
knife. Yeah. He's got like a kind of a large sort of pouch somewhere between like a gunny sack, not quite a backpack, that has some food and some other bits of random stuff in it. But he doesn't have a whole lot of he doesn't have any money on him. He doesn't have a whole lot of stuff on him. Um, Definitely a sort of threadbare bandit sort of dude at this point in his existence, anyway.
And sorry, Stieg is right there too.
Yeah, Stieg is on the other side of the wagon. So you're on like the wagon side toward the house with the
Right.
two guys, and then Stieg is on the other side with the other guy who had also died while on fire.
No, sorry, not Stieg. Sorry, Vidar. Vidar is
Yeah,
right with me.
Vidar. Yeah, you're kind of
Okay.
you're looking at this guy, and then Vidar
Yes.
kind of walks up as you're like kind of going
Okay.
through clothes.
Then I'm just gonna turn and just give him an armful of stuff and walk back inside.
You just like hand Vidar all this guy's stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice.
Here you go.
He
I'm gonna
kind
briefly
of-
look around actually for the other guy who wasn't dead.
Sure. Yeah, you take a look, and it's hard to see. You like you can see that tree
Yeah.
that was across the yard, but because of the worsening conditions, it is hard to see anything other than that.
Okay.
Vidar.
I guess I take that stuff and I set it down on the snow, and I stand over the body of this man that I killed, and just my arms kind of hanging limply at my side. Kind of turn my head and look at the arrow embedded in his skull, and as I do that, Iceland comes down and lands on my shoulder. And then I just turn and walk over to that log, and I sit down and I pull a small whittling knife from my kit, and I just start whittling it on a branch, with the owl kind of sitting there giving me some sort of semblance of sympathy or comfort. Yeah.
You hear a horking sound. I'm just kidding. It doesn't do that.
No, it's a fake.
If it was a cat,
they don't do that.
If it was a cat, it totally would do that. Yeah. 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 So you
Although,
sit.
at this time, from the inside the house, as people are starting to come back, you hear this really awkward sound that at first sounds like frogs croaking. And as the tones get weird, like the pattern starts to happen, the tones start to come into play, and Paya has her jaw harp out, and the tune becomes very trance-like as she offers a song of rest for anyone who needs a short rest at whatever point in time. But at this point, the song of rest, that song of healing, if you need it mechanically that way, and if you don't need it, it is still there, offering some of that, offering assistance to anyone who needs it, whether it's for the psychic damage or for physical damage. There is a healing that is coming from the house that is both frogs croaking and magic.
It's nice, but also strange. Yeah.
If it's not your cup of tea, if the magic is not for you,
I'm familiar with the
image, on
jaw.
the other hand,
it is a little strange.
No, I just established that at that point. Just the shot of Victor as the snow's falling, and then just in the background on the long cut, the jaw harp playing. Oh, we're that kind of narrative right now. Man.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, you do your song of rest. What mechanically is there like an area of effect that gets, or is it just anybody in earshot?
I think it's anyone within hearing. I mean, no one said that they were using this, so I don't know if anyone needs the Song of Rest, but it would be the sort of thing that I would do, because I do have these, I have my ill charges, my non-playing characters, that at the very least I'm offering them comfort. Anyone else who needs it in this party can have,
Well, I will say that you play what would be a Song of Rest. However, being as you are first level, it is not an actual Song of Rest.
That's right. Exactly. Because yes, I am first level. Doesn't come in until third.
But it is second level. But it is a very nice song. And you all feel comforted, and yet still wounded.
Chad, is this the burning guy? The guy that was on fire? Did any of his things survive?
Who the guy that died from fire? Yeah, some of it died. Like, yeah. These guys are all pretty much kitted out very similar. One guy had a sword. The other guys had hand axes and knives.
I
One
think,
guy had access to a bow.
yeah,
But
this
as
guy
far as like
specifically,
gear
like,
and
sorry,
one guy has chainmail or a chain shirt of some kind. But otherwise, like nobody's got any money. Like not a lot of food around. If you're gonna kind of dig around through all these guys.
I would like to take his short bow.
Okay.
Does he have any arrows? Did any arrows survive?
Yeah. He has a accompaniment of arrows.
Okay, I will take those.
Hang on one quick sec. 2 dudes. I should write down that 2 dudes. Escape? Question mark. Yes. Yeah, you grab whatever you want to off of these guys. And Vidar, you're whittling with your self.
Saying a
with your
prayer to
demons.
Scotty
Yeah.
as well. Just kind of
Um,
asking for guidance in my role of the cycle of life and death at this time.
Those of you who are inside are able to attend to the injured, and none of them perish. 3 of them were essentially just kind of beat up roughly. The Ulf was, of course, stabbed, but you, Astrid, have patched him up. And yeah, it is becoming dark outside. The storm is upon you. The snow is deep.
I'm good. Just I'm sorry. I'm just gonna also grab that chain shirt you mentioned.
You want to undress this guy? Oh wait, you know what? Hang
If I
on,
can pull it off
hang
him.
on one quick sec. Let me go.
Waste not, want not.
I have to give myself. Okay. Yes, that is the guy who was killed over there. That was not the guy who ran off.
Oh, okay.
So yes, he is there, and you can undress that man.
And then there's still a horse outside, right?
There is a horse, like a
Attached to a carriage.
what we would consider like a Highland pony. You know, a sturdy sort of work horse. You could ride it, but it's not like a quarter horse, you know. But they do well in this climate.
I'd like to take it off of the carriage and just lead it into this family's barn
Yes, around the
corner here.
Yep, yeah. There's a barn attached to the house, and there are a few animals in there, but you are able to find a place for it.
Chad, as Vidar heads into, after he's kind of had his time, he's going to head in as things, the night comes upon them. He's going to head into the house, but he's going to stop at the pile of belongings that Astrid had pulled off of the man that he killed. Is there anything that would be kind of like a personal item of this man's? More
so
than
he
just
does
like
hammer the Troll's Cross.
Yeah, he does have a Mjolnir and a Troll's Cross pendant. Both.
Vidar will,
about as close as personal stuff.
Vidar will take those and put them in his pocket.
Cool.
And then he will go inside, sit down, and pull out some food that he has on him, some rations, and just kind of sit in the corner and eat a little bit of food.
Nice. Yeah. I think that's where it's about that time. So this is a good place to wrap for the evening. The snow and the night kind of almost appear to trap you here in this house in the middle of the woods in wintertime. The the sort of mothering affectations. That's not really a great word, but actions,
Nothing wrong with that word.
administrations. That's a better word of your comrade Paya has seen to the awakeness of
I was gonna say the fire is stoked. The
these
beds have been made. I found ways that places for us all to bed down appropriately. I may have found whatever, kind of a combination of what they had versus what we came, what we brought perhaps for a day's trip, and there's something warm to drink, and
Gundar has helped with
I'm
all of
oh, absolutely, he's absolutely helped, and I've probably, in the process of everyone else being outside and Gundar helping me tend to everything, I think I have pulled Gundar aside, and Gundar, I'm worried about our friends. Their first kill. I don't think they're taking it well.
There will be time for that in the night. We cannot rush this thing. It must happen at its own pace. All we can do is watch and be ready when we may speak, and it may be of use. But yes,
At least there is a home here for them to come to.
I think there is more to all of this, and we must see where it leads. I'm not satisfied with what I learned from the survivor.
Well, and I shall save my tales until the morning. The song will have to do.
May still need them. The night is young, and this is a vicious snowstorm.
It is. Do you you all wish to? Is there anything you would do or have in mind that you might do? Say before bedding down, or any scene that you might wish to have anyone else before
One
you hit the hay.
One
as it
thing
were.
that I'm realizing Gundar would definitely do is he would check to see if there are any like wards or trinkets or anything over the doors or over the windows. Just places like this, I assume it's kind of common that there's little bits you put over there to keep the bad man out. He will just make sure they are there. If not, he will carve some himself.
Yeah, there's a troll's cross over the door. There's probably some other things that I don't know the names of, wards that superstitious but unlearned folk would place out.
For doors, that sort of thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, were there pretty sturdy like bars on the door, like to lock it from the inside?
There is a bar. It appears to partially have been the brace perhaps was broken when the door was kicked in. It wouldn't take much to fix it. I would not make you roll for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna suggest that we fix it and kind of go and start trying to do it. Unfortunately, I don't have mending, so I can't do it
That's
magically.
Okay. Anyone else before night takes us?
Make a small offering to Ellie.
Who's Ellie?
She's a goddess.
Oh,
You know,
which one?
Uh,
the Ellie one.
Ellie.
Well, Ellie.
How do you
fought,
spell that?
Elli. Yeah, she defeated Thor in a wrestling match once upon a time.
Oh, the old woman.
Yep.
That's
Little
why I'm
offering.
Yes.
in face.
Like, yep.
Technically a mutant, but we're gonna go with it.
The difference between giants and gods is
Thin
minimal at best.
enough that if Gunther overhears that, he's just gonna shake his head and smile.
Okay. Nice. Yeah. Night descends.
Yeah.
You find a corner, or perhaps share one of the beds. There are kind of 3 beds on the main floor. There's 2 beds up in the attic where the children sleep. There's plenty of room, blankets, that sort of stuff to be out. This is like a mini farmhouses and homesteads here in the north. Well kitted for winter. There's also the animals so that they smell. And you all bed down for the night. But just one more thing before we go. Which one of you is a lighter sleeper than the others?
What would that be for a roll?
Vidar certainly would be.
I'm
Especially in
just asking for a narrative. Yes,
Oh, okay.
but Vidar says he is. Vidar, where would you be sleeping when you are sleeping?
he would be almost like in a seated position near the door with his back up against the wall. Essentially. Yep.
So yeah. So you are you're having a maybe not the best time sleeping. You have dreams of the things that you have done, and it is troubling. So you're having a little hard time
I'm
kind
in
of
the midst
sleeping.
of an existential crisis, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you in one of these times you're awake during the night, as much as you are, the wind is howling. You can kind of feel the snow almost pressing down on you, on the house out here, and above the wind you almost would swear that you would hear voices outside. You look across over here by this table where your token actually is right now, is a window, the window that Iceland looked through initially, and you can see just kind of darkness in this gray of the snow and the wind, but you hear a voice. You can't understand what it says. It's just a sound that you identify as some kind of voice, and you hear a bit of a thump, and then the face of a dead man with pale blue eyes glowing peers at you through the window. And that's where we'll end tonight's session. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for session 1.
We did it. Session 1.
The loneliest farmstead in the north. This is Midwinter Keening. We're getting right into it with all of the craziness that Svilland has to offer. If you're still watching, thank you so much. Thank you, my players. You were all fantastic. It was wonderful. I enjoyed myself. You appeared to at least fake it very well that you had fun, and I appreciate your niceness to me.
Thank you, Chad. You did great, man.
Thank you, Chad.
Dave, what were we listening to? so I can tell people about it?
So this was a lot of it. We used Sirenscape for some really cool snowy, wintry storm vibes, and then we were on top of that playing tracks. A lot of them coming from the Svilland original soundtrack, the OST that I think came out of the Kickstarter that they did for the original setting book, the
From
core
Freya's
book.
Tears. It was actually, I think
Oh,
it
it
was
was for Freya's
about-
Tears?
From Freya's Tears, yeah.
Yeah, and I made a feeble attempt early on to remember who the composer was, but anyways, it is the Svilland soundtrack, if you will.
Yeah.
Yep. And we're listening to Chant of Bones right now.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Chant of Bones.
Yeah.
That's, you know, that works. That's apt. If you liked these cool maps that I made, 2 Minute Tabletop, I got all of these assets from 2 Minute Tabletop and put them together with Affinity Photo or whatever. Tokens, or they're tokens I got from books I have. Yeah. Join us again next week, this time, where we'll end actually at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time when we started. We'll be here doing the same thing, finding out what the hell is going on outside in the storm in the night. That doesn't sound good at all. Yeah, join us for Beyond Saltmarsh on Wednesday. Have fun, play games. Go to GaryCon if you can. If not, play games with your friends. And yeah, we'll see you next time.
Bye. Thanks, guys.
Bye. Thanks for coming.